Hello and good afternoon. Thank you for joining us for the UBC Lunchtime News this 16th day of March 2024. My name is Wadulo Mark Arnold, and without further ado, let's get straight in today's Lunchtime Bulletin. Government has been urged to reduce the taxes on renewable energy as a key tool towards encouraging the public to drop the use of biomass, which has negative effects on climate change and human health. This was reiterated by the environmentalist and academia during the capacity building session aimed at identifying research gaps in management of natural resources. Saddam Obale with a report.
Environmentalists, academia and government officials have convened for a climate change and green financing discussion aimed at identifying policy research gaps in management of environment and natural resources.
If you do research and research is not used for policy, then you have wasted your time. The research we are doing should be useful, should be used to generate evidence to support policy formulation. Because we know once policy is supported by evidence, chances of it being successful are very high.
This will then generate and identify data gaps to create knowledge enhancement for policy formulation in the coming National Development Plan 4.
What are those critical issues in the area of natural resources and environment that has been underpinning National Development Plan 3, but also what are those issues that are going to underpin National Development Plan 4. Remember, we are closing the 3 and we are starting 4. And now this is the critical moment that our researchers can get a deeper discussion with the National Planning Authority so that we can understand what are those research gaps, what are those critical issues, where is government focused, because we want to focus where government is focused so that our research is policy relevant.
Appreciating the value of the surrounding ecosystems and government push to encourage the public adopt the use of clean energy is one of the key issues experts say can become a turning point in utilization and managing of natural resources.
The population is increasing at a time when the natural resources are going down. We are not making, so we need to revert to renewable energy. Otherwise, the compromise that the pressure that populations are putting on the forests and trees to get the cooking energy is going to overwhelm the environment, and that's the cost we are looking at.
Awareness creation, understanding and appreciation of the slow degradation of these resources and their impacts and implications to our livelihoods as citizens of this country, so that it becomes a responsibility for all of us not to block them, not to encroach on them, and let it be a community effort to help out when people are encroaching. It's not a one-man's duty, but we have tried.
The Environment for Development Initiative Uganda was established in 2019 with one of its key mandates aimed at contributing to effective management of environment in the Global South through applied research, institutional development, academic training and policy interaction. Saddam Obale, UBC News, Kampala.
The Save Bugoma Forest campaign urges the government to reconsider its stance on the allocation and encroachment of Bugoma Forest Reserve land, comprising forest host communities, civil society organizations and private sector entities. The Save Bugoma Forest campaign aims to safeguard Bugoma Central Forest Reserve from land grabbers, sugarcane cultivation and potential oil exploration threats. Sudat Kaye reports.
(2023) Minister for Lands, Housing and Urban Development Judith Nabakova submitted the survey report of Bugoma Central Forest Reserve to the Minister for Water and Environment.
If you look at this report, it does not have any conclusion of what should be done, and yet the surveyors were asked to make sure that they do opening and ensure that Bugoma's forest land is there. They have also listed a number of customary claimants who were given land by Bunyoro Kingdom. No one has explained, the report does not explain how Bunyoro entered into the forest to award over 20 people hectares and hectares of land.
This report, mandated by Cabinet Directive number 465 CT 2019 in 2019, was prepared by the Department of Surveys and Mapping.
As Save Goma Forest campaign, we requested government to ensure that the survey team should have independent people to observe what is going on. The unfortunate thing, and the reason why we think this report is a sham, all the people who have been given titles, the report creates an impression they are not in Bugoma. Only people who were given offers by Nyoro Kingdom, the report says they are within the forest reserve.
However, Save Bugoma Forest partners expressed disappointment over the report's failure to decisively address encroachments on Bugoma Central Forest Reserve land. The cancellation of all illegal and fraudulent land titles within forested and protected reserves is strongly recommended.
We call upon government to reconsider the management of forests in Uganda, particularly in light of the pending merger of ministries, departments, and agencies. In addition, we think that NFA should be strengthened instead by strengthening the institutional capacity of the institution to manage all the forests, and instead of transferring it to FSSD.
The government is urged to prioritize the protection of Bugoma Central Forest Reserve and other vital forest reserves by addressing concerns and taking appropriate actions. Sudat Kaye, UBC News.
Those living around Lake Kwanya have expressed their frustration over the UPDF decision to chase them off the lake. They say that they are suffering since fishing on the lake was where they derived their livelihood from. They expressed their frustration while candidates of Dokolo by-election campaigned in their area.
Campaigns for Dokolo woman representative by-election enters day 2. Residents continue to raise critical issues the candidates should address once elected. One of such a critical issue raised by the residents revolves around Lake Kwanya. The residents claim that the UPDF chased them off the lake and are now suffering. Member of Parliament Dokolo South Felix Okot regretted the incident and says it is a matter that violates human rights.
Because most people, the fishermen, are arrested, they are beaten, they are maimed, and some of them are actually killed. So we believe that is not good at all. In terms of human rights, respect for human rights.
While campaigning in the sub-counties of Adekemo and Kangai, the NRM candidate pledged to help the fishing communities to address their challenge.
This place being near the lake, the people here depend on fishing. And the issue here is about fishing. People are being sent away from the lake.
Esther Akulu, an independent candidate, while campaigning in Agwata sub-county, also received the same complaint from residents over the UPDF brutality on Lake Kwanya.
They are fish and sell. However, right now there's a lot of restriction. They are not able to go to the lake to get this fish. And this fish, yet it's where they survive. Government of Uganda has a restriction, but it's because government of Uganda is...
FDC candidate, who is also the daughter to the fallen Dokolo woman MP Cecilio Gwala, spent the day in search for votes in Agwata sub-county, a message of continuing with her mother's legacy.
They told me that they would like for me to stand, to continue the work that my late mother, Honorable Atat Cecilia Atim Ogwal, had already initiated. They wanted for me to be the person to bring it to fruition. So it's going very well. It's been received positively, not only at consultation, but also now as we're campaigning for the vote to re-elect.
Meanwhile, the NUP candidate Harriet Ageno campaigned in hard-to-reach sub-county of Okwalengwen. with the message of eradicating poverty.
The prominent thing that they are suffering from is the issue of the road. Even the road to the sub-county, the bridge is broken, and yet this is the road to the health center. So this is the package I am taking for them.
Philip Aguta for UBC News in Dokolo.
Fred!
Osmosis.
Freddy! Fred Dollar, my boss, CEO Inojo, the general of generals, the conqueror of conquerors, the first and the final, the sky above the skies, the promised land, the terms and the conditions, the international king crocodile, the source of the Nile.
I don't have money today.
Just take a polite loan of 200k to stock on my shop. The signs and symptoms of success. The bank commander, not the bank teller.
Why hassle for a loan when you've got MTN Momo? We're sorting. Use the Momo app or dial *165*5# for all quick loans. Choose from the different loan options from our partners and get one that works for you. Together, we're unstoppable.
March is the month of film magic as the Uganda Communications Commission brings you the regional film competition. Experience the excitement across Uganda. Northern region in Moroto from the 4th to the 8th of March. Eastern region in Jinja from the 11th to the 15th of March. Central region in Mityana from the 18th to the 22nd of March. Western region in Kasese from the 24th to the 27th of March. Come and watch some of the best films made by your very own creative minds on their way to stardom. Follow and support the different nominees as they battle for top honors in each regional film competition. The winners will walk away with prestigious awards and exciting prizes. The regional film competition is powered by the Uganda Communications Commission, increasing diversity of Ugandan content.
My name is Amos Muhinduki. I'm the chairperson loans committee for Chaka Central Produce Dealers Circle. We received the funds in 2021, so we have gone 2 years down the road. We got 30 million, but at the moment we have around 52 millions. We have 54 groups from within Chaka Central alone, and around 34 groups have benefited. We are expecting another funding from government so that we can also bring the other groups on board. We give them loans. First of all, they pay shares and also save 10% of the loan amount that they want, and they take the loans for 6 months.
Welcome back. You're still watching the UBC Lunchtime News, broadcasting live from Nile Avenue. Now, in the world of business, women in business in the eastern region of the country are the target for this year's PSFU International Women's Day Katale that has opened its doors to the public in Jinja City. The Katale offers micro, small and medium enterprises the opportunity to not only showcase their products but also acquire business management skills. Denis Sigoa is in Jinja City.
The private sector foundation Uganda Women's Day Katale Season 3 has kicked off in Jinja City. The opening of the 3-day business clinic and exhibition was graced by the second Deputy Prime Minister of the Busoga Kingdom.
This is just the beginning. Together, let us bridge the economic divides and pave the way for women's prosperity, because when you invest in women, the nation prospers.
For 3 days, various stakeholders in the business sphere will converge in Jinja with an objective of uplifting the status of women entrepreneurs in the eastern region of the country. Peter Alton Kasolo is the mayor, Jinja City.
Because I also have a belief that we can't develop if we don't have the women involved in all these other activities of development. Because one thing I know about a woman is so patient. A woman is patient, and a woman is hardworking. She'll always work until she gets the outcome in whatever she has been involved. So I want to thank you for considering the issue of considering the women.
The mayor's sentiments are re-echoed by the Private Sector Foundation, Uganda's apex body for the private sector, and the Busoga Kingdom leadership.
Since 2020, we have enabled over 500 products that belonging to over 200 SMEs to acquire certification of the Uganda National Bureau of Standards. You've been seeing us partnering with government on integration of markets, penetration of markets, but you cannot penetrate these markets without standardization, without certifications.
Some of the benefits of the Women Katale include meaningful connections with other accomplished women entrepreneurs, mentors and industry experts, fostering collaboration and professional development.
Because Jinja comes with a lot. It is not only the Katale that we have, but remember it is a tourism city whereby I know people will keep coming in for the 3 days we shall be here. And I want to call upon the people of Jinja and Busoga, those who have not yet come here, ntibana muide tulikusuwa ekintu kinene ino wano wetwidde mu Women's Day Katale waliwo ebyokwega bingi.
Engage directly with professional service providers and access on-site business development assistance, including support with business registration. The Katale serves as a dynamic platform bringing together hundreds of young women and girls to exhibit innovative products, forge employment connections, and participate in valuable business development sessions.
Dennis Igoa for UBC News in Jinja City.
In more news, Uganda Development Bank Limited, in partnership with the Uganda Women Entrepreneurs Association Limited, has held its inaugural annual Women's Entrepreneurs Conference, running under the theme Accelerating Women's Economic Equality Through Financial and Non-Financial Inclusion Opportunities for Ugandan Women. The conference brought together 200 registered women enterprises from all 14 UL clusters in the country as they shared experiences and explored opportunities. The conference will aim to bridge the information gap, a key barrier faced by women in accessing affordable finance, and the participation of women in the country's development agenda.
Before you take the loan, because these forms and agreements are not as easy, they are not in plain language. You need to know English. Even for me who is a professor, most of those professionals are left there understanding the business. So you need to provide the UDP, I hope the UDP person is there, need full information.
Addressing the delegates, State Minister of Finance for Investment and Privatization, Honorable Minister Evelyn Anite applauded UDB and UEL for this inaugural conference as it symbolizes efforts to address these structural barriers.
I want to officially reduce whatever it is that I have to pay as a subscription fee. I am happy to do it now. I want to tell you the power of it now. When you see it and it is beautiful, do not postpone the opportunity. Seize it now. When I heard that will 2 people speak, I'm like, wow, this is where I am going there now.
Delivering her keynote speech, Professor Dr. Magi Kigozi reiterated the power of building synergies in business for women to achieve economic equality, further noting that in such gatherings, women should learn from each other and build networks to propel their businesses.
Can you get that feeling? Can you look at your sister and say, I'm happy? The men have trained us in the past, and our trainers and our mothers and I don't know who else, to look at one another's competition. She's more beautiful than me, better skin than me. That was our problem.
Launched in December 2021, UDB's Intervention for Women continues to grow enterprise assets and revenue, create employment, and redistribute wealth across all the sub-regions of Uganda. 10 more companies listed on the Uganda Securities Exchange. 10 more companies listed on the Uganda Securities Exchange have signed an MOU backed by the UN Women in Uganda to uphold gender equality and women empowerment in their organizations. Uganda Security Exchange and UN Women entered into this partnership almost 10 years ago in order to foster women participation, which currently stands at 23% in investing in the stock and bond markets of Uganda.
Ringing the bell is a symbolic. It's a symbol of a unit, a commitment that we are all committed to put our effort to achieve gender equality and women empowerment, and to celebrate the achievement and to acknowledge the challenges that are still there. So each year we are mobilizing as many companies as possible to sign a memorandum of understanding, to ring the bell, to join this network. We say they are committed in this journey of achieving gender equality and women empowerment. That's why you saw this year, I said in my speech, like last year, we had only one company which signed the MOU, which joined us to ring the bell, and the year before also we had one company. So this year, I asked my team, I said, no, we can do better than this. Having one company only joining, we are celebrating, it's very good, but we can do better, we can have more. So this year we have 10.
One of the things we look at is the data around gender and see if we are progressing in terms of women in the markets, capital markets, and whether they invest or not, and what exactly, and where they invest. So in 2020, we had about 38,000 investors overall on the market. Fast forward to today, we've got 210,000 investors. Of those, 48,000 are women, 23%. Now, when we break that number down further, we look at the annual trades during the course of the year. Last year, the turnover was 154 billion. And out of that number, we analyzed the number of investors that actually invested in the market during the course of the year. And those were about 3,900. Of those, we looked into the data further and found that 920 were women.
Thank you for organic foods.
Ebiseera by'okuzaayo abaana mu masomero tebiteekwa kukaluubiriza n'akatono. Eno kusimba nnyiriri mpanvu, kano kalipagano ka bidduka. Simanya kuzunga na banka siripsi. Kati osobola okusasula school fees z'omwana wo ate n'okola n'ebirala ntoko ku ssimu ye ey'omu ngalo. Ekikola kyangu nnyo. Nyiga bunyizi *165*8 ogoberera ebikulagiriddwa oba okozese app ya MTN Momo. Ate kati okola ki olwaleero? MTN Mobile Money Uganda Limited erungamizibwa banka enkulu eya Uganda.
Nyati Motion Pictures brings you Tuko Pamoja, Peoples of Eastern Uganda segment. How have they negotiated the colonial border that divided the Luya nation into two countries?
The Vasamia, Babukusu, the Bagwe, the Bamasaba, all belonging to the Valuya of Kenya.
The last man to be identified as a Mugisu was Masaba.
He just emerged from the ground like a mushroom.
The confluence and hybridity of the peoples of the Great Lakes region come alive in eastern Uganda.
Of course, the true Baganda, they know that they originated in Mount Elgon region.
The Baramogi share language with Bagwere.
Premiering on Saturday, the 23rd of March 2024 at the National Theatre from 3 p.m. to 8 p.m. To get a ticket, call 0778 787 660. Tuko Pamoja?
Welcome back. You're still watching the UBC Lunchtime News, broadcasting live from Nile Avenue. And now we take you into the world of sports. Chisanyi FC overtook Luzira Football Club to second position on the Futsal Super League table after beating rivals Lubaga Grameen by 4-0. Luzira are now third on the log, having lost to Kampala junior team.
Match week 14 of the Uganda Futsal Super League saw surprise twists happening at the top end of the table. Kampala junior team put a sword to Luzira's title hopes by beating them by 4-3. Their head coach stated that they need to believe in themselves more because they have the talent to upset the big teams in the league.
Beating Luzira second place, to me I don't think it is news because the quota they have, we have it here. Yeah, I think KJ, we have quality. We have quality players. It's only that we have been having some issues with assembling the team and getting the boys together. But if have the ability to have the boys here, they can do the job. They are top quality players.
Luzira have now been demoted to the third position on the table and have been overtaken by Chisenyi FC, who beat rivals Lubaga Gramen by 4-0.
Yeah, today the game we played well. We had a clean sheet, and I'm proud of the boys. And I'm happy that they have put what we did in practice very well, and I was proud of them. The way they have played, the way they have contained the ball, and the way they have played defensively and attacking way. So it has been a good game, and we are happy that we have 3 points, and we are glad now we are back in the second position, and our aim is still that we still want the trophy, and our hope, inshallah, we shall take it.
Their head coach Sulaiman Senkanyo praised his team, especially due to the fact that they are in the fasting period.
Since we are in the month of Ramadan, first of all, they are psychologically ready for it, because we told them we are going to be in the fasting period when we start the second round. So they have been training.
Park FC continue their quest to invincibility this term after beating Edgar's youth program by 4-2, accompanied by a brace from Derek Walugembe. In other games, Kisugu FC beat Mengo 4-2, Nansana beat Adenel 3-2, and Kaboa Dream Team beat Kawempe 9-2. After 14 game weeks, Park FC maintained top position with 38 points, while Chisenyi moved into second place with 31 points, one ahead of Luzira Football Club. Mashamira Victor, UBC News.
And that brings us to the end of our lunchtime news this afternoon. Thank you for being a lovely audience. Please do remember the weekly business roundup also airs tonight at 8:30 p.m. after the 8 o'clock bulletin. So please do not miss. My name is Wadulo Mark Arnold, and catch you on more programming.
UBC, inspiring Uganda.